What's up, everybody? It's your girl JuJu, where everybody loves JuJu Talks Hoops 1-2. How y'all doing? Hey, I haven't been up here in a while. My voice is not doing so well, and been having problems with StreamYard. But so much has transpired since I've been up here that I just want to see how long I can be up here and get some interaction from you guys. And just talk some hoops. Hopefully, if it cuts off, I'm not going to be going back and forth trying to fix this thing, but I'm still working on, what the issues are. But I just want to say hello, come up here and say hello to some of y'all. Good morning, LaShawn on X, and I appreciate you joining me from there. Thank you. I appreciate that, Chicago. And you know what? I just want to say something, Chicago. I appreciate, you as an LSU fan, because I happen to like LSU a lot. I knew about Simone Augustus and Tamika Johnson back in the day. I'm okay, with Sylvia Fowles. It wasn't one of my favorite bigs, but then you came along, and when you piqued my interest with Fly J and Angel Reese, and then I've known Kim Mulkey since Kim Mulkey. I know it was you, Tina. I know it was you. Thank you for joining me. And I appreciate Kim Mulkey. I know some people feel a certain way about Coach and her stance and take on things. I don't know her personally, so I can't really say if anything's true or not, and neither do any of you. So, but when we just talk X's and O's in basketball, I think she's a good coach. I think she's a great coach. I think what she's done with Baylor and what she's done in a short time at LSU is good stuff. But I've been following Twitter for a while now. I don't really say too much, and I just started to say things, recently. And I just observed the back and forth. I really like threads. They're a lot more pleasant, and we have civil conversations, if any. But Twitter, I gotta appreciate it, because this is where all the excitement is and all the all the drama. And of course, on shows like mine and other content creators, they have their opinion, and everybody's entitled to their opinion, right? Just like I am. But some things I just take, and I just want to reply to, because I just think that people say things that to me just aren't true. Yeah, we need to get in the portal. We got to get in the portal, but you got to trust the process, T. You got to trust the process. With Coach G, she hasn't let you down yet. Hold on, dog. Somebody got delivered. Oh, yeah. The title of my show was Portal Talk, JuJu Talk, Coach G Talk, and Haters. And my thoughts. Okay, my thoughts on Dilly leaving is I wish him well. You got it. Coach Dilly has been with Wendell Farrell has been with Coach G, even in her days at Cal Berkeley. They've been together a long time. He did what he was supposed to do. He chose to do a lateral move, and I don't understand why you would make a lateral move and not a head coach move. Off of Coach G's tree, we got a coach that is now the head coach of the Dallas Wings. So whatever the reason he is, has chosen to do what he do, and I have my opinions on that. My thoughts on that are obvious. Dawn is playing chess. She wants Cali kids. She didn't get JuJu. She didn't get Kennedy. She didn't get Jazzy. She didn't get Kiki. All California kids. And all of those pieces could have helped South Carolina. And she did whatever it is she needed to do, was to think that Dilly can poach our kids from Cali. I think it's a far reach to try to get a California kid to South Carolina. And that's just in my opinion. And there's a lot of Cali West Coast kids that, if you look at Nike Summit and McDonald All-American, you see all those Cali, West Coast. When I say West Coast, I can just go from Oregon on down, just the West Coast period. We're dominating in college women's hoops. The best players coming out of Cali. So I feel that, she probably thinks that he's really good with families. I heard he's really good with the kids, and he seemed like a gentleman. So he seems very honest. And I don't know why I could just look at somebody and tell they speak highly of him. But that doesn't mean that he's going to be able to do what he did for you in South Carolina, and what he did for Southern California, what he for South Carolina, because University of Southern California, we have the best academic university, we have the best location, we got the best weather. It's not 3,000 miles away. I mean, there's a lot of factors that are going to have to go in to convince a California kid to do that at 18 years old. Now, Pow, don't bring up Pow, because Pow's from Oceanside, San Diego, part of the country that I grew up in, is near as well. And she was already probably 21 years old. That's different than an 18-year-old. So that's my thoughts on that. No, I don't necessarily feel that his input is going to make that much of a difference. And so, Coach G, she's going to have to replace 2 coaches and a couple of players. I mean, we're not depleted like UCLA is, who lost their whole freshman class. You all act like we don't have players on our team, from Brooklyn to Ryan to Laura Williams to Viv to Kennedy. Like, we still have players. We got Malia, we got Ken, and we got Jazzy, and now we just picked up a great player, Cara Dunn, who, in my opinion, can probably play a wing or a 4. And I think she can play that 4 position like Latu King did for Notre Dame, so that we can keep Jazzy and Kennedy on the floor. And we're just talking about waiting on a year for JuJu to return. And then, of course, we got to work JuJu, back in. I don't know if she'll be totally at the top of her game, but the top of her game compared to everybody else is right here. So if she drops some, she's still going to be above most players. Hey, JuJu, how you been? I've been good, Donovan. Miss Jackie Davis is number 1 freshman. Yeah, and rightfully so. Whether she had the title of it or not, I don't care what position she would have been ranked in the country. As I noticed, Aaliyah Chavez has an opinion about it, but I don't see why she did when she didn't play well on the biggest stage with players of similar caliber as her. Jazzy balled out. Jazzy got it all. Jazzy, what y'all needed to have run and hide. You should have been ready to run and hide, because not only did I feel that we would have won the title this year, with Jazzy coming in, I kept saying, when Jazzy gets here, we just need a big, just need a post. We'll take anybody, just need a body. And them girls would have ran this country ragged. How many titles does the teams have recently from the West Coast? Okay, Farrell, you and this recency bias bull, okay? We all know what South Carolina done in the last 5 years, but what did she do 10 years before that? Okay, what you're afraid of is that Lindsey Gottlieb has arrived. Now I'm on Coach G. Arrived to Southern California, and then within 4 years went to the Sweet 16, Elite 8, and Elite 8 again. And the fact that she did that, and knowing that you all know what JuJu was going to be UConn, and you all know we were going to be UCLA. And as I told you in October, we were going to be in the finals. Who we were playing against, if I'm always going to give the defending champions, like I'll do next year, I'm going to say the defending champions is UConn. We'll want to put UConn in that number one spot. And that's how it was going to go down. Okay, so with the non-offense that I saw that South Carolina had, with no way you're gonna get JuJu to the finals, and with the trend and her pattern of in history of playing for a championship, usually she wins. So I'm not going to answer your question because you're just going to keep talking about recent stuff, and that's all you want to talk about. Jazzy was always number one, especially when I watched her play 3v3. Thank you, Donovan. She was always number one. Always. You can see it in her skill. And if she was going to another school, I would say the same thing. That girl can ball. And we put 10, 15 pounds on her. Y'all better watch out because the IQ is there. The skill set is there. And people saying things to me. You lost 2 freshmen. Okay, you talking about Avery Allen, K9, bless their hearts. They want to go back home and be closer to home. Why Avery ended up in Washington and K9 ain't even found a home yet. Why they did that, I don't know. I mean, I felt that they were worried that they're going to still come off the bench. Why not? Why can't you? It's a team sport. It's a team sport. I don't know any freshmen that was getting 22 minutes and 16 minutes respectfully on teams in the country. We give you time. You come to our school, you're going to play. You're going to get some good time. What you do with your time, that's on you. But there are things that they needed to improve on, things that they needed to get better on that I started to see happen earlier. But I know one thing that Avery would do is she would be worried about her efficiency. She'd be 2 for 4, 3 for 4, 3-pointers, and then stop shooting or didn't want to shoot with a player in her face. How can you play basketball and not know how to pull up at that level, D1, how to pull up and shoot with a player in your face, jab them off and pull up? How you don't know how to do that? And when she did it in UConn game, the last UConn game, what did AG do? Clumsily fouled her. Shooting a 3, she fell all over her. Coach Gino was pissed off. He was like, "What the hell?" I was like, "That was there all day. If she would have pump fake AG thinks she could block somebody." And what is AG, like 5'11"? She could have been doing that all day. But she passed out. Pass out to what? You wanted the ball. You alpha leader, alpha girl. All of you JuJu this, JuJu that. JuJu took less shots than she did with the Ivy Leaguers. Had a little bit higher percentage than she did last year. Had higher assists. Could have had more if they finished her passes. And this thing about JuJu, all we got is JuJu. Well, all we got is JuJu looked pretty doggone good by losing by 14 points against the eventual winner. We didn't get blown off the floor, which cracks me up for people to even from South Carolina to even say anything like that. Don't even open your mouth. You got beat twice by UConn. Twice. We just played them a week before you did. I don't think so, Donovan. I don't think she's 6'1". She's more like 5'11". I think Kennedy is 6'1". And she will be not. Hey, I don't want to talk about players that leave us, but I do like Sellers over there in Washington. She can't be the top dog when Sellers is like another JuJu for Washington. That's Sellers and Landing's team, but she gonna walk in thinking it's hers. She took the same picture as JuJu did, sitting on the with the crown in the crown chair that JuJu didn't even want to sit in. and smiling and crossing her legs like she done did something. Good luck for her. All three are great, Jazzy, Betts, and Chavez. But boy, am I glad we got Jazzy. Am I glad we got Jazzy. I like Betts too. I like Sienna a lot. I do. I like Sienna. I think those three to me were the top players. But I did see a lot of other players in there, Tina. I think I like Bella Hines that's going to LSU. There was, Agot Maker and McDowell, they're pretty cool. But I think Agot Maker, if she thinks she's going to bring the ball up like that and be running the show like that at South Carolina, she won't. And if that's what she's comfortable in and you think you're going to put her in a different type of setting or spot, that's really going to kind of mess with her game, in my opinion. And of course, she had a knee wrap on already, and she's really thin. So she got some work to do. But I like her game. I think there were some other players that I noticed, especially what I really like this year. This year's class, the McDonald American class. I actually like the post players. I really like the post players a lot of the bigs. And you know what? This class, I brag about the class of 2027 a lot. I brag about them a lot. 2023, that will come out in 2027 a lot because I think that they were the most versatile, and they had so many different like stars that went on to actually start in college. That I didn't think there was going to be a better class that will come out in 2027. But this class that I'm looking at, what I loved about these young kids is that they spaced the floor. Like when things got crazy, they knew how to balance out. And they just started playing with each other. Just for, how you put together the team from McDonald American and Nike Summit during the class. It was like they balanced the floor right back out. They didn't miss a lot of shots. There wasn't no jungle ball out there. Now I watched the game before, the year before, and I think the year before, and there was a lot of run and gun, 1v1. These players was passing to each other, moving, cutting, pass and go, give away. They were doing it all, in my opinion. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this particular class is going to do, because that's how good they look. Now, as far as Coach G is concerned, when has she let us down? She took a team that had 9 newcomers, 7 freshmen, and 2 portal players, with 2 original starters from the year before, JuJu and Raya, with Malia coming in off the bench because we're going to use Tebow and her veteran experience at point. Okay. One of the freshmen hurt herself beginning of the season. Not Kennedy. Kennedy did that later. And we lose to Notre Dame. People have a hissy fit, not realizing that we had chemistry with Kennedy on the floor, and our defensive press was contingent on the way that Ken Dog is up front. And we lose this game to Notre Dame. And everybody was putting Notre Dame, Hannah, in playing. I said, well, y'all, that's November. You talking about November. And just like I predicted, we were right tired in them at the end. And JuJu was National Player of the Year amongst one of the awards that she's got. Sometimes I think you guys just don't know basketball. Like, some of you that make some of the things that you say, it's like you really don't. Either you definitely don't play. You never played at a high level. And some of your thinking is just trash. I'm sorry. I have to say it. I love you, but I have to say it. Some of your things that you say are just biased. And that's okay, because if your team is your team and you want to say what you say, but give credit where credit is due. And people saying, Coach G, she doesn't make it. She can't coach. Every coach makes mistakes. I've seen Don outcoach plenty of times. Gino outcoach. But one thing you're going to say, what she did with that team, she did not get blown off the floor with UCLA. She did not get blown off the floor against UConn. We never got to play LSU. There was a private scrimmage, and I learned that we beat them, Texas, in that. So don't do that. Talk hoops. Talk real logical hoops. If we had Kiki a year earlier and she got used to our pro style free flowing offense, the way that for Wiley would fit well in our offense, because then she can play without any restraints to her and be allowed to make mistakes. What I like about this class, I can see the maturities in their games and the IQ at their ages and higher than previous. You see it, Donovan. See, Donovan know what he's talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Donovan. I can see it. And that's great. That's what we want. All three are great. Jazzy, Betts, and Chavez. But yes, we are happy that we got. Yeah, I'm talking my shit. I'm going to tell you the truth. Some of you, like, I tried to say it in a nice way, and I wasn't even critiquing South Carolina. I could see it early on where this was headed. The one thing I didn't see and didn't believe totally in was UConn. So the media outlets that I watch on TV, not YouTube content creators, but UConn this and UConn that, they came right around when Jen Alfie, she started coming back a little bit better from her injury. Of course, AZ Fudd did as well. But it was something about when they saw us. I saw the adjustments that Coach G made. She stopped that back door. She didn't run around when they do their little pick and roll. She didn't have our players fighting over screens and under screens and things like that. She came up with a plan for that. Stop that. And JuJu, somehow Paige wanted to guard her for what? I don't know. He maybe height, because KK can run around with her, but she's just going to shoot over her. And then the battle with Sarah, everybody knows the battle was with Sarah and Kiki. And Sarah didn't necessarily win the battle. I saw Kiki. I can pull up clips if I knew how to do that. I'd show you, but Kiki was tearing her up too. And believe you me, for a Elite Eight game, we would have had a plan for all of that. I'm sorry for being disrespectful, but I'm also not sorry. But Chicago, you're so dumb, disrespectfully. Oh, we talking about, hold on, Jacob. They underestimated Coach. Yeah, they underestimate Coach G's X's and O's. Just because she looks like your neighborhood librarian or soccer mom. I don't care what she looks like to you. She's an Ivy League Brown University graduate with experience who's been to the Final Four before some of these your favorite coaches. Took a team out of the Bay Area, Cal Berkeley, to the Final Four. And Clarendon played in the league for like 10 years before she just retired. 12 years. So her players even got staying time. Next year, South Carolina team looks like a team to watch out for. Obviously, we're very capable of winning championships. I'm wondering what the matchup looks like with USC. Don't wonder, because we're not even fully loaded yet. There's nothing to even talk about yet. Just close your eyes and wait till we formulate our team, get our coaches together, and reload up, and then we can have a conversation. You obviously know our best player, and why people want to just say all you got is JuJu. If all the hell we got is JuJu, why didn't we get blown off the court on our way to the Elite Eight? Do you think USC can make it to the Final Four next year without JuJu? Riri, I cannot answer that question. Well, I don't even don't know what my roster is going to look like. How can I answer that? How can I answer that? How can I answer when I don't even know fully yet what my roster is going to look like? We're not even done with the portal. And just because the portal closes doesn't mean that you still can't pull players. We didn't make an announcement that we had Tebow, even though they signed before the portal was closed. We didn't make an announcement that we had Kiki and Tebow until after the portal. So you don't know who Coach G has got in her pocket right now. Hey, what's up, like Mike? Talk that talk, sleeping on a coach. Geez, girl, that woman is brilliant. Okay, she's brilliant to do what she's done in 4 years. I don't. Gino didn't do it. Don didn't do it. Neither did what's her name? What's her name? Kim Mulkey. Kim Mulkey was an assistant under one of the top programs in the country before she even got her opportunity to be a head coach. She stepped in without JuJu, made it into the tournament. And just because she has JuJu, first of all, y'all didn't even want to tell me that I had the best player in the country. Some of you said for a while he was the best player in the country. What was you thinking? JuJu has been JuJu since she was 12 years old. 12, 13, 14 years old. Tina, tell him. She's SI cover of Kids Sports Illustrated. She's been the number one player since she was a baby. So why would she not continue to be the number one player when she got there? Gamecocks are the only team that make 5 straight Final Fours. We talking Final Fours. We talking Final Fours here. What am I reading here? What Jacob 5 miles in, about to show up and get back outside. I had schooled up for a minute. Thank you for pulling up too, my Mike. Gamecock, the only team that make 5 straight Final Fours. We talking Final Fours. But anytime I say something about our record, because there's going to be a day down the stretch, 40 years from now, that the Gamecocks, when Dawn is retired, they're not going to be what they are. And then people are going to bring up everything that she's done. As you should. Because it took 9 years for Gino to get back to where he was. Okay? So, when Cheryl was there, she went to not the Final Four, the finals 3 straight years. Won 2 out of 3. Tell me when you go back to back, then maybe we could talk. Crazy thing is USC was the only team to really give UConn a fight, even without JuJu. Riri, that's what I'm talking about. Now you talking. Now somebody with some sense is talking. So what you're saying to me on Twitter, and you saying to me, well, something about JuJu, you ain't basically. I'm just gonna summarize. Basically, we wasn't nothing without her. But how is that? When we went on to win the game against Mississippi State, blew them out, blew the doors off. 36 points for Kiki, 18 points for Avery. Kennedy probably with 13 or 14. And on and on and on. And then we got to play the big dog, right? We got to play Kansas. I don't know. They made it as far as they did, so we got to give them some respect. I bet you thought we was going to lose then because all we depended on was JuJu, and we won that game out of emotion. We wouldn't have been successful against Kansas. We wouldn't have because of everything that you're saying. Blew past them. Then we got to the Elite Eight against UConn, which to me the committee got it all wrong because I'm gonna tell you something. That championship game was boring as hell. These Final Four games blow that was boring as hell. What you should have had done is Texas. You take yourself over to Spokane, work your way over there, bring us over to Birmingham, and then we'll have to play the Final Four that way. But no, the committee has South Carolina playing for the 4th time, and just like I told y'all, we was going to play UCLA 4 times. We're going to have to play them 4 times. And I said, we'll lose one of them because it's really hard to beat someone 3 times in a row. And these games are blowouts. Boring. The most exciting game was going to be Paige and JuJu in the Elite Eight. That's where your numbers were going to hit the ceiling. And it was sad that we was going to have to send Paige home without a championship. That would have been devastating. I didn't even want to see that. That was not even an opportunity to play in the international championship. That's ridiculous. And of course, Juju, you have 2 more years, so the public is going to lean more towards Paige because this woman has been trying. She's 23 years old. She's in school for 5 years, trying to solidify her legacy because people are going to say she's not great. She is great. She doesn't have to win a championship to be great. She is great. She's one of the all-time leading scorers in UConn history. Players, in my opinion. It took less than 10 games for people to claim who's overrated and underrated. Like half the NBA stars talk didn't have a slow start for the first month. Right. And some I hear you. I hear you. And I hear you with slow starts because I know Ju did. Lay the best player in the country is laughable. Jacob, you called. If you asked every fan base, they will give you a different answer on who is the best player. Okay. You why? Why? Why would you need to why would they give you why would you not see a JuJu Watkins? Why? And why were you guys running with this narrative about Hannah? Because listen, what makes Juju the best player, one of the reasons is that she's guarded the way she's guarded. Now, you brought Tanai Latson in. Mad respect. And Tanai has mad respect for Juju. Said it on what show was that, Jacob? She said that she's known Juju since the 7th grade, since Juju was 12 years old. Hold on 1 second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. When your 89-year-old mother calls, you gotta go. What did I miss here? Let me go back up to the top and catch up to where you guys. Hope you guys are having a good Saturday, by the way. They do underestimate Coach G's X's and O's. Donovan is irritating. And then Chicago, you said that next year, South Carolina team looks like a team to watch out for. Very capable of winning. I got a question for you. What do you think about Sarah Williams? By the way, I talked about Sarah Williams on a previous show in the past this week, and I said that earlier, and Mike catch his show as well on YouTube. He did a breakdown of Sarah Williams, but I spoke of Sarah Williams as soon as I joined the Big Ten. I went looking around at some of the teams and what they've accomplished. And when I saw that this player was Defensive Player of the Year from Wisconsin, I did a research on her and big dive. And I thought, man, if she would ever leave for her senior year in the portal, I would love to have her. Since Kiki was leaving and Rhea was leaving. And I didn't see any way that was possible until I saw that there was an investigation on that coach. Nothing was said after that. Next thing you know, that coach resigned. I said, there it is. There's my window. However, LSU is all over it right now after losing. I guess her name is Samaya Smith. Talk that talks. They sleep on Coach G. What's good, like Mike? Nothing much, but got fired. Oh yeah, I read that already. Okay. If you ask every fan base, oh yeah, that's what I want to talk about. They'll give you a different answer as the best player. I don't know why that is. Did they win the chip all 5 years? Farrell, Jacob asked you a question, Farrell. JuJu Watkins will bounce back. She will. She's strong. She's smart. She's got to work that this, and it's going to be tough. There's going to be, her not being her having her superpowers, but she's going to be a smarter player. She's gonna play. She was probably going to change her style of play anyway. I tell you what, I'm not very tall. I'm about 5'8", 5'9", and I play like I can jump like a 6 foot something player, and I could jump like that. And so, but I knew when I came to college, once I got past the first line of defense in the second, if I tried to spring up, I was going to get low bridge because the clumsies don't know how to guard that. They touch you when you're in the air and so on and so forth. Unless I got a clear lane and I'm to the cup, then I'm going to leave my feet the way I normally do. But I wasn't going to leave it as early as I did in high school. And that's the kind of thing that she's going to learn. Like, okay, am I going to split these defenders? Or am I going to bait them and pass out? Stunt and pass out with the dribble. How am I gonna approach this? How much contact is she gonna be able to take? So Jacob said, "Don't be two-faced, Chicago, trying to be nice about JuJu." I don't think she's ever said anything except for JuJu. The only thing I disagree with Chicago saying that all we have, no, what we have, who we have is JuJu. There's a difference to say that all we have is JuJu, and then turn around and say, not just Ju. Not just you. If all we had was JuJu, then half the country would have been, oh, you lost Avery and K9. Oh, you lost okay. I don't see them being snatched up from the portal. I don't see Gino snatching her up. Caitlin Chin was a great point guard. I saw it from the beginning. Steady, stable. She was like the leading scorer in her Ivy League setting. But all you wanted to talk about was Paige Buckets and AZ Fudd. When I felt that a fifth year senior, which means she's mature, was a great pickup for the point guard position. But what about KK? KK's great, but KK was a sophomore. She was in the class of Ju, Hannah, Madison, Michaela Williams, that group. And that group, they just got that one speed. And you got to slow. You don't need to go so fast all the time. Slow yourself down. Learn to play with pace. Know when to go, read the floor. Know when you need to go fast and when you need to go slow. And that's the problem. Did JuJu not JuJu, but Lay had. Sometimes you're just going too fast for no reason. And that's what JuJu kept saying. I got to learn pace. I got to learn pace. Got to learn pace. Every freshman has to learn. K9 had to learn it. She started trying to pick up on it at the end. Malia had to learn it. It's every freshman in high school. They just can go and they just run through everybody. But the ones who are blessed that learn that quicker and sooner, they're going to have success. And I think people like Jazzy understands space and pace. What's up, Plain Jane? How are you? South Carolina dropped the ball at the big dance against UConn while they played their same regular game. Let them run them around in circles. Just let them run around. They had them running them in circles. It's like, did you not see the film? Did you see how did you see us running around in a circle after them? That's what they wanted you to do. Stop letting them. It's like, where's the IQ in all of that? Like, you running around in circle, and then they backdoor you, or they come down. Like, didn't you see how we stopped them from doing that? Paige was going to win anyways. Nah, not anyways, Farrell. Not against us. Agreed. So SC fans love Paige. It was gonna be it was JuJu Watkins and Paige. Well, getting back to that topic, JuJu Watkins and Paige, that Elite 8 game was going to reach millions of households. Millions. It was going to feed families. I heard somebody say, "Oh, South Carolina UConn game was the most watched game on ESPN," which is an SEC network, basically. On ESPN, when Ju and Paige played, it was the most watched game. It was 3.4 million just for a regular season, non-conference. You about to see the two best players in the country play against each other, but you got them playing each other in the Elite 8. Committee, you suck. I'm going to tell you, you sucked. How you lined that up, you sucked. You really did. And then in the South Carolina game and in the SC game, they let Paige and Sarah go back and watch that game. Foul, no call, to where it just took the breath out of you. It's like, if they don't stop paying these officials off, I'm gonna scream. Let the girls play. Let the chips fall where they may. You don't have to affect the game that way. Okay? You don't have to shape narratives and things like that. It's so annoying. I mean, when I saw LSU play Iowa, Caitlin Clark in Iowa, it was lit. I don't know if you guys play basketball, but there's a drill where we put our hands behind our back and we have to move our feet against playing defense. You can't use your hands. You just got to use your feet to get in front of the play. I hope you guys have done that drill before if you played ball. Literally, that's the way LSU had to play them. They kept going like this. They kept going like this. But what we're taught at USC, watch us. We play with our chest out and our arms wide. And we move our feet. And we get our body. Watch Ju. Watch Ken. Watch how we move our body. And now everybody's trying to steal it. Watch Dilly take that over to South Carolina. You're going to see South Carolina playing like us. UConn played their worst game against USC. If Ju was there, they would have lost. Rachel Dementia Show podcast. That's her name. That was when Tanaya gave Ju props. She's like, she had a slow start. But did you see her the second half of the season? You see what she did to UCLA alone? I think JuJu can play. Absolutely. JuJu can play at 3. I think it'll be better for her game while she's getting better. Yes. She can play at 3. She can play at 3. Definitely a wing. She's a shooting guard, and we're still going to call her that. But she can get in the post and post up. Very good observation. And I think what you're meaning, like 3-4, meaning like would she play more on the inside of, with Kennedy and let's say Jazzy on the wings or something. I think she should be. When I say she may come back differently, that's what I'm talking about. Until she can get stronger and solid on that knee. Yes, good observation, Kai. That's where my eyes were going. Because Coach G's even talked about it. We might go 3-2 2 posts, right? 3 guards, or she might go 4 guards in a center. Just keep the main thing the main thing. I wonder who's going to win the championship first, JuJu or M. Williams, Michaela Williams or JuJu. JuJu. Space and pace. Yep. You got me. You got me, D. It's been a long time. I ain't really been in the coaching thing arena, but yeah, space and pace. And some of these players need to learn that space and pace, right? I watched Paige smack. You saw she smacked Kennedy in the face 2 times, Tina. One of the fouls they gave to Chin. Yes, and one of the fouls was called on Chin, who was behind the play, right, and was and the other was a no call and gave the ball to UConn. Did you see that? Even Rebecca was like, "Oh, I think that's on Paige." Oh, wow, like that, and then she was like, "Oh, wait a minute, they called it on Chin." Even the announcer was like, "Oh, what's happening here?" Even Rebecca saw that. Tina, I would love to see Southern California, of course, play the Tigers. I was so, my dream was coming to fruition when because I was on the show last year and it was like, why are y'all running from smoke? We're not running from smoke. We're not ready to play. I wanted to play. I love the way Coach G set it up. We're gonna play Southern California. What's that school? South Carolina, her junior and her senior year, JuJu. And I said, so now we have to, we got the home and away with Notre Dame. So Notre Dame, we have to go to Notre Dame. UConn has to come to the Galen Center, and then we set everything up with to play South Carolina home and away, right? And we're gonna go to the crypto. Hopefully we can fill it up because we ain't got for Wiley to your slash and dash girl, and we ain't got JuJu. So hopefully people will still be interested to come. And then we got LSU is another team. Because you have Flate really, and I like Michaela Williams. So yeah, I would have liked to see that. I would like to see that. I don't really feel like I really want to see you play anybody else other than those teams. Maybe Texas. Maybe you might want to see us play Texas. We get the pleasure of watching the rivalry with UCLA every 2 years. We're going to play them twice, so I already know that. Southern California versus the Tigers in the championship game next season. Book it. Okay, you all heard it. I hope you guys could win your conference, and if not the conference, at least the SEC conference regular season, and then your conference title. Can you even do that? I did see the no call, almost like the game was scripted for UConn. Yeah, and it's so irritating to watch the game. Here we go, starting to act up. And I'm not even saying that it was scripted because of any kind of jealousy or anything. Hey, if we would have had JuJu on the floor and UConn beat us or South Carolina, then so be it. Let it go down. Let it play out. Then I'll ought to have a different type of respect. But I don't have it. I don't have it because I don't feel that they had the better offense than neither one of them had a better offense than our team. And I definitely loved our defense. USC don't meet in the finals because you guys are on the same side. SC owns the SEC. South Carolina owns the SEC. You split, but you had a tie. You had to flip a coin, and everybody knows the old trick. Come here, Bougie. How to flip a coin, and he practiced and practiced and practiced, but that's not cool to do that because it's them old men, they know just like the card tricks, they know the trick on how to flip a coin a certain way. But whatever, I don't know if they called heads or tails before he flipped it, which would have been wrong. You flip it, catch it, or matter of fact, don't even catch it. Okay, we all know magic tricks. Let the thing hit the ground, and then the respective coaches call it. You just can't. It's just stupid. To me, I think South Carolina. I think I would have done. I think they should have had it the 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 title outright because I think it's like you take the total points. If they had the most points in both games or won by the most points, out of the two games, then that decides it. I wouldn't say that SC owns SC. I wouldn't say it either. I think that teams were closer than they appeared. I would have liked to see LSU play them twice and not just once. Because but LSU, you didn't have the firepower. You disappointed me too much. You disappointed me against UCLA. There was no way you were going to beat us. When Betts went out the game for a whole quarter, second quarter, and you couldn't cut into the lead. That's when I knew. I was like, oh gosh, you guys don't have enough offense. That's too bad. That was your opportunity, and that's really sad that happened that way. That was really sad. That was your opportunity right there. And then Betts shoved the player into Anissa's nose, doggone there, broke her nose, and there's no call. Then the ball goes out on Kiki's foot, and they let that go. The camera showed it. I was just disappointed in a lot this year, And Farrell, you say LSU can beat South Carolina, but they didn't. What? What are you talking about? But they didn't. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, but you didn't. I would say that UCLA and USC owned the Big Ten. Yeah, we owned that Big Ten. I told you that from the get-go. I told you that was going to happen from the beginning. And at the top was going to be us. That last game that we played, tired, beat down, and we had to get past Michigan and Indiana, who played a wonderful game because Indiana took South Carolina to the wire. And then there they are playing footsies with Ohio State, with Jelani and Cody, walking away with injuries and carrying on like that. What kind of mess is this? And they got their starting five pretty much sitting the bench with their legs crossed, eating popsicles. 2 games. And then they did that in Maryland. I don't even know what the heck, why Maryland couldn't even beat. Maryland played a heck of a game. I think one of the best games of the tournament was Maryland, Alabama. Best game. That's a basketball game right there. LSU can't beat SC. SC mentions too much for the Tigers. SC who? Who's SC? You talking about LSU can't beat South Carolina? South Carolina bench is too much. That bench didn't do nothing, Carol. Stop it. And who cares about them beating LSU? LSU wasn't the LSU with Angel Reese and Alexis Morris. They both can do because they were neck and neck. Yeah, I mean, listen, I talked about what I was going to say. The portal, stay tuned. Yes, we did get Carr out of the portal. I'm really pleased with Carr Dunn. There's some highlights of Carr Dunn that you should check out. She's probably about 5'11", I think, but she looks so much longer than that. And I think she's going to be a great addition. I'm into tall guards. I'm into big guards. Sorry, I really am. I mean, if anything, I would only want 1 5'6" person or shorter, but on my team. The rest you got to be like 5'10", 5'11", 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", that kind of thing. So I'm really pleased at the type of setup that Coach G is designing. I don't think she's going to let us walk away with anything less. And I'll be honest with you, when Dilly was sitting on the sidelines, it's so funny that he actually, left, because I was screaming at this. I was like, "What is he doing, just sitting there? Like, he's not doing that. He's just looking all around." And players come out of the game, he don't talk to them. He's not talking to them. You see us struggling with that. That's why I was like, you need to go. You need to go. Something's not right. And it's so weird. They don't think that fans and spectators are just looking and can catch your body language. You know, I caught body language with Avery early on. Never saw the canine thing coming, but I can see the body language who's going to leave or who's feeling a certain way. And there's a difference between, kind of like Kennedy does. She'll get down on herself. There's a difference between that and a difference between, like, you just kind of like silently quit. You know what I'm saying? It's like silent quitting. If you coaches and assistant coaches and players think that we can't read you, we can read you like anything. We watch you over and over and over and enough to understand body language. So if you're not happy, you're homesick, or there's personal reasons why you need to leave, or you just want to chase the bag, or you just feel like you're not getting a fair shake, before you go, make sure that you're not leaving the best opportunity of a lifetime, and that you are 100% evaluating yourself honestly about your skill level and whether your skill level is going to go to the next level or not. Because some people are delusional with their skills. You're very delusional, and you need to stay put where you are and allow somebody to develop you, and listen and listen, listen, listen more, to listen and apply, gain the knowledge, listen and apply. That's when it becomes wisdom that you can use. Some of these kids, your brain is not even fully developed. You 18 and 19 years old, your brain is not biologically an adult until you're 25 years old. Yeah, thank you. It was a nice pickup from the portal. Hey, Michelle. Yeah, I'm following you now on Twitter. Thank you. You always come in, and no matter who you're not even necessarily Trojans is not necessarily your team, but you always pay me a compliment, and you always pay the Trojans their due respect, and I respect the hell out of you for that, and I appreciate that, Michelle. And happy Easter, Resurrection Day. Waterfall, H2O, I furrow SEO that beat down by you. Waterfall is talking to you, Pharaoh. South Carolina owned that beat down by you. He's talking to you. As much as I liked LSU, you know, you you was not beating South Carolina this year. You just couldn't. I don't know about that, y'all. I don't know where you guys coming from, where you coming from that. So those of you guys who have come to join me from YouTube, if this is your first time, this is my show. I just do commentary. Sometimes I was learning to try to put some videos in, but one day I will. I'm new to this, so I'm just a former ball player from the '80s, and I was one watch Cheryl live and Coop live, the Trojans live, Tennessee players live, and not Oklahoma, Georgia players live. You know, I guess later on UConn. But they weren't in the '80s, so no, I didn't get the new device yet. I want to pick that up Sunday, so I'm gonna see. I think it has to do with memory and stuff like that. Even though I put someone told me to put a flash drive in, it still was acting up. I went through Google and somehow got here, and I haven't been cut off yet. I appreciate that, Waterfall. I appreciate you really supporting me. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate that. And I'm also on Twitter too. SC's the only team to beat UConn in the title game. Oh, that was like 5 years ago, right? You talking about Yeah. So I heard that the media is saying that Sarah is strong. Sarah Strong is going to be the best player next season. What's your thought? Ooh, the Sarah Strong is going to be the best player. She could be. She could be. Now, now, what do we mean by best? Kind of like, what would that look like? What would best look like? Kind of like a JuJu best. Let's see. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. Bets is gonna have to do a whole lot. It's gonna be her last year. Flage's last year. Um, so as a sophomore, would she be like a Juju Watkins to become the National Player of the Year, AP, Naismith Wooden Award, that type of best player, like that type of best player? That's I don't know if Sarah has that kind of personality personally. SC's lost to UConn, but we're not fully healthy. Jew. The reason why is because I'm West Coast, California. I loved the women of Troy when I was in high school. Yes, I'm an SC fan, but I watch and support USC unless we match up. Consider USC my second college team. Okay. Okay. Women of Troy. Okay, got you. And that's why you have like a balance in that respect. I got you. I got you. Farrell, that was 3 years ago. Farrell, that was 3 years ago. Farrell was talking about the 2022 championship. Both Page and AZ played in that game. Aaliyah Boston was our starting center. Okay. Okay. Yeah. 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 You did. Yeah. You sure did. You sure did. And the key to this was you had that dominant center, and that's all. Excuse me, my nose is a mess, guys. Told you I wasn't feeling well. And that's all anybody was trying to tell you guys was that you need a dominant center. And that's what made South Carolina great. When Tiffany Mitchell was there, and Tiffany, I don't know if y'all remember. I mean, you guys never talk about Tiffany. I think that offends me a lot about South Carolina fans. You stop at Asia, and I think it's because your standard is so high that if Tiffany had won that first championship and not missed that very last shot, I think you would be talking Tiff. But I think you still be leaning towards Asia a lot. And I think that's what bothers me is that you look over the fact that that's Dawn's firstborn, Tiffany Mitchell. And that Tiffany Mitchell is the one who even got my eyes to even watch the Gamecocks. I would watch her because I was really like, oh, Dawn Staley, is going to be coaching. Let's show her some love. And I was here getting wiped up by Gina and Pat. And Pat be on the sideline scowling and everything. And I was like, just calm down. You're going to get there. And there she is. She's here. And I think Asia wouldn't have stayed or gone if it wasn't for Tiff being there. And you got your little portal transfer, Alicia Gray, and stuff like that. So I think a lot of credit goes to Tiffany Mitchell. This just said they said best because Ju is out of the equation because of the injury. Yeah, they're saying best because Juju is not there. And listen, I want to see somebody do this. This is a standard for me. Juju is the face of basketball until she returns, unless somebody does a game that she had with 38 points, 11 rebounds, 8 blocks, and 5 assists. You do something like that, then I'll consider you on her level, because those numbers you haven't seen in over decades. So I don't even know the last time anybody did anything like that. They tried to say something in the early 90s, and I'm like, who? Who had 38? Oh, a post player, 38. Yeah, probably a post that could pass the ball really good. So Sarah can be of a season if she can do it. I don't know. I don't know if she has that kind of motor. But until somebody that's 38 better than 38, 11, 8, and 5, come talk to me. If she is, it won't be recognized because she does a lot of grunt work and isn't focused on scoring. Okay. Farrell can't take an L to save his life. I watched Tiffany Mitchell drop gems on Erica Wheeler podcast. Oh, please go watch her podcast. I'm going to try to get Tiffany up here. I have a friend that's really good friends with her. Was her coach. So, in AAU. So, I'd like to get Tiff up there. But she was dropping gems because you guys need to recognize and honor people from the past because, there's going to be a time when South Carolina is going to be old news, and you're going to wish that people could compare or, pay homage to them the way they should be, in the game. Know me, I go back Tiffany Khadijah Sessions, Quaylis Moore, Tina, and many others built that foundation SC prior to Asia's class. Talk that talk, Michelle. Now that's a real SC fan right there. That's what I'm talking about. Somebody that can come like that and give those girls their credit. Give those girls their credit. Asia wouldn't have gone there. Nobody was going to South Carolina. Trust me. No. People were recruited. Derek Henley just said on a podcast she was recruited before they became the powerhouse. Nobody wanted to go there. How do you think Mauro Rivers is going to do on the Connecticut side? I think they're going to do well. I think Connecticut is going to be I think they're going to get a lot of run and Rhea, Jeff. I got Rhea Marshall. I think they're going to be great pros. I think they're going to get a lot of opportunity to play without feeling like they're going to be waived, traded, booted, let go, or anything like that. So I think they're going to have fun together. I'm excited. I'm excited for Mauro. I originally had Mauro going to Chicago. I'm not gonna lie, she's from there, so I kind of early on I wanted to see her in Chicago. So Jacobs and Sarah can do it. Are we doing picks on who we think going to win a championship in the WNBA? Ooh, that would be good. It's so early. It's so early. Can we just watch a few games first? Because if you just want me to just go off the top of my head, then I'm gonna stick with New York being at the top, and Minnesota. You can switch them around. Indiana, Seattle, Dallas Sparks, Aces is somewhere in there. I'll see what Chicago. It's hard because I'm thinking about Chicago and Washington are pretty doggone good. Do it. You check the Discord right quick. Let's send it to the Discord. My bad. I like Marshall. Damn. Yeah, you're forgetting my rim protector. Are you kidding me? Don't be forgetting Rhea. Rhea got a beautiful story. You gotta check Rhea out. Rhea got a beautiful story. Okay. JuJu was beginning to cook before her injury. She was cooking. Let's talk about she was cooking. It's funny because that particular game when I was on live, I started screaming at her to slow down because I know teams like that are my friends who were at the game that played for USC and they're like they lack skill and kind of play football. So I thought they were going to beat up on Kiki. I thought it was going to be Kiki that we got to look out for. But Kiki be knowing how to step around and step away from. Like, she'll come up to the eye post like, I'm not getting in here. You falling all over me. The girl at Oka just bulldozed her on the ground like, the accident. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying they did it on purpose, but I kept saying, if you guys were watching my show, I kept saying how clumsy they were. Ju was going 90 miles an hour. She had the breakaway. She was ahead of the pack. Somebody was like, if she would have been trying to go through what the hell were you watching? It was a breakaway, bro. She was a breakaway. And the player took a bad angle. And Donna DeShield's little sister was on the right, who didn't touch her, but I could see the sandwich coming. And Ju was about to grab her like this, do the swing through. Arm got caught up. She popped her. Ju tried to stop to, on a dime, and the knee buckled. It's an unfortunate incident, but like JuJu said, everything happens for a reason. Right, I need to see a few games for sure. I'm interested in Angel's progression because she gets so much hate. I'm loving Angel's progression. I don't know if you watched Unrivaled. Unrivaled. Oh, she was amazing. She was amazing. And just the things that Lisa Leslie taught her, which I've been screaming at the screen for 2 years now, shoot the ball higher off the glass. She stopped the scooping stuff. Scoop every now and then, but if it's there, but stop. That's not going to work. You can get the ball higher off the glass. And then, of course, she's working on her footwork. It's all about her balance right now for me. And then just her impact on how she affects other players, their mentality. The girl has a mentality. She has a winning mentality. And she makes the game fun. Like, I would love to have her on my team. I like to think Dallas and Connecticut won the draft. Dallas and Connecticut. I can't wait to see Connecticut though. I want to see what they have. I just don't know who's at the guard spot with them. Marina Mayberry is one. I know that. What do you think about Coach Freeze is doing in the portal to include 6'6" wide back big Merkel and Duke 6 Women of the Year? That's very interesting. Corey Close better get a team together. Pretty much what you just said. Pretty much what you just said. All you need is a 6'6" person on bets. Lay on her. Merkel got to get in hella shape. She got to get in hella shape. She got Schmeichel. She still got Schmeichel over there, right? And she got a Lucci. So Lucci is going to remind her a lot of Sellers, Cheyenne, who I was high on Cheyenne from the beginning of the season. Everybody forgot all about Cheyenne. Cheyenne was another one that I wanted to go to Chicago because Cheyenne and Angel played together in college. I don't know how they missed that. Why they didn't want that. I think Cheyenne Sellers went a lot lower in the draft because she probably didn't pass the medical, with that knee. So I can understand they didn't want to take that chance. But had her knee pass medical or that she did well, on the medicals, she would have gotten higher. I would have took her to Chicago. Sundale as well. Michaela Williams has had multiple games this season where she dropped the amount of points that JuJu has dropped. She doesn't get the respect that she did because the Big Four is on the team. I don't think Big Four interferes with her respect though, Chicago. And I think Michaela's inconsistent. But you're right. Michaela was quiet in the beginning, and I think it's because she makes Michaela stay on the wing. Where I started to see Michaela could run the point and she could be a 2. I don't know why she's not a 2. Like she likes to face the basket or have the room to work at the elbow and at the I forget what it's called. At the top of the key there. Slot. She likes that area. And she doesn't have the freedom to like move enough to me. And it's too bad. A lot of these players, when they get out of the system, they're going to be a whole lot better in the pros once they make it. Because these systems are they're so rigid. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I say come to you, South Carolina. Trojans, come to the Trojans because we have a system, but it's more free flowing and you can score. If you can score in transition and you got the shot and it's open, take it. You don't have to make. Man, back in the 80s, you got this rule: pass the ball 3 times, pass it around the horn. Everybody got to touch it before you can score a kind of crap. You know what I'm saying? And it was Pat Summitt that came in when she got the host clause, all the meeks. She was like, I got to change this up. She's like, I got to change this up. I got to give these girls the freedom to play the ball, but I'm going to give them structure to it. Milky has been producing transfer power forwards from the WNBA. I noticed that. I think Michaela needs to get Chicago in the best shape of her life. Stop eating all that Louisiana food. Get back into the strength and the strength that I seen her come in with when she started, and I think MK is one of my favorites. Is better than Big Four, honestly. Big Four got game though. Big Four, I think she was kind of injured. She was kind of all over the place a little bit. She was killing an rival. Yeah, you talk about Angel, right? I can't wait to see the Suns too. I don't know why I'm curious about the Connecticut Sun. I just kind of like them. Let's keep it real. ESPN's point media covers the last two champs, LSU and SC, was lackluster. Both teams, yeah, like that. It was just I don't know what ESPN be doing. I don't know. That was whack. I like Fox. I like when we are on Fox. Peacock's okay. Peacock's camera work could be better. Their camera work sucks. Don't be disrespecting Michaela. She's a dog and she's gotten better every season. Jacob. Jacob, don't disrespect MK Dub. Yes, Maryland has Schmeichel. Yep, and Bree. I hope that McDaniels. Are you talking about Bree McDaniels? I don't know. She got that injury. Yeah, man. Ooh, she was good on defense. Corey's in trouble. She got a lot of spots to fill. Yeah, I mean, people are worried about my team, and I'm like, you need to worry about Corey because I have players. She doesn't have players. I mean, she didn't. She doesn't even have a sustainable plan when that's Kiki, Hawkins, Dukulich leave. You let those players get away. But I wouldn't worry about it either because she has a beautiful campus, a beautiful academic university. It's prestigious to graduate from UCLA or to attend UCLA. So people don't feel sorry for us over there. We have great. I mean, I love the campus of UCLA. I've been there. Like friends I've attended there, been to their classes. I love the college. She got spots to fill. Michigan looking good too. Kendall there. Kendall went over there with the freshies of Michigan. I love Michigan. I don't want them to beat us, but I love Michigan though. Tina Charles and Diamond DeShields are excellent mentors for Morrow. And forgive me, forgot the other player's name. Sanaya Rivers, Waterfall, and Morrow. And who's the other person that went there, guys? Actually, you're right. Considering she was a second and third option, I was wrong. I'm showing my bias when I said that. I'm not. Right. She was Southern food. It's that Southern. I'm just saying, like, yeah, I would be over there grubbing on that gumbo, man. I'm just telling you. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. She spread out. She did. Trying to operate on level 3 different entertainment outlet, music, podcast, and basketball. Yeah, that's big foe. She got to admit though, it's probably taking a toll. Just the mental energy alone. What up, Miss D? What's happening? The fact that Michaela saved their ass against Stafford is diabolical because that game shouldn't have been close. Well, shoot, did you see the game against Washington? And KG was saving them. I've been to parties at UCLA. You remember back in the day, Michelle? All the parties, all the camera parties was at UCLA. I can tell she from Southern Cal. She know what time it is. In Long Beach, right? In Long Beach, they got the alphas. I was in San Fernando Valley. I was in that Northridge. Yeah, please pop back in when I go live again. I just wanted to holler at my people to see how many I can get, and I'm trying to get some of these people over here on Twitter to come on over and talk because you guys was talking to me, Nation Alliance. All of you guys was talking to me on Twitter. Come join my live. You're welcome to join and hit that subscribe button. We all good. We all good. The club. We all fam. Come join me. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. It's right there on the Twitter. And then I think it will bring you right on in here, if I'm not mistaken. And hit the subscribe when you're in. Hit that like when you're on the way. I can't stay up here long. My voice is gone. I got to go make some more tea. I keep trying to tell you guys. I'm not ditching you guys. It's so much I've been wanting to talk about. The portal, the draft, I want to hear what you guys thought about Kiki, because Kiki gonna play behind Aaliyah Edwards, because Aaliyah Edwards is balling. How did you? Some of you all felt that Georgia Amore wasn't going to get picked up just because she got drafted doesn't mean but she got drafted high in the first round. Now, do you think she's going to stick? I think she will with her little short self. You Waterfall, you looking forward to watching LSU next year? Hope we can sign. Man, I'm really upset about the Sarah Williams thing. I told you, Waterfall, that I found Sarah Williams earlier in the year out of the Big Ten. How that and the only reason she's thinking about anybody other than us is because JuJu's not playing. That trips me out because it's like JuJu's gonna be there. She's gonna have influence from the bench. She's just not gonna be on the court. But she's coming back. But if you only got 1 year, I guess you're like, well, I want to play with her. But let me tell you something. If we get Full Wiley and Janiah Barker, or who else could we get, Jacob? Who else would we like to get? Because you guys really were thinking about Full Wiley and Janiah Barker. Yep. I had to sleep on it. Janiah Barker maybe, and then I'm just like, ugh. Like I just don't want no disruption. But I think we need that aggressiveness side. And then I said Sarah Williams. That's what I said, and that was the person. And then we got Carr Dunn, which was great. Because really, who's the best point guard in the country? Now that Paige is gone, y'all need to answer that. Who's the best point guard in the country? Because everything's so positionless. So Nippy didn't want them. I knew she was like me. Oh, Miles? You think Miles is a bit okay? Miles. What if Hannah plays point? Would she be better than Miles? I may be wrong, but I don't see Bets getting better. I think her skills stay the same, and then she'll go to the W, holding and pulling jerseys. I like that. Right? That's what she does now. Right. But somebody gonna knock her hand off. Hey, Moki is the person that will make a huge difference in Sarah's life. Okay. I just need her motor to step up. I'm laughing too. I said play Jane funny because she right though. She right. You saw that too, play Jane. You saw her, and then she puts that high elbow up, and then she holds people from behind. I'll be like, oh my gosh, look at Bets. She got to get a couple of more moves. I ain't gonna lie. She need a couple of more moves, y'all. She do. She really does. I'm not gonna lie. She need a couple. She needs something else. She really does. I love coming up here talking to you guys. You guys are freaking hilarious. You really are. But but the ones that be in my chat, y'all know what you're talking about. And you're not afraid, to come in with your own opinion. And if I counteracted, you cool. If I don't, you never know. I might agree with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty biased for a reason because I know that we're building. We're on the rise, and that's all it is. It's not really like, I quietly know in my heart what I felt where we were going. Nah, the Discord chat is wild though. Yeah, you can say certain things here. What's up, Brazil? What's up? Go Tigers. You know what? I hope Sarah makes a difference for you guys. I really do. You're the first person I've ever heard use positionless position. What was that? Am I? It is positionless basketball. Do you agree though? Because let me tell you, that old school like 1 point guard, shooting guard, wing, power forward, post player, pass it around, feed the post, feed the post, feed the post. Hey man, that guy. Hey Brazil, say hi everybody. It's just like, let's run, let's go. You know what I'm saying? And if we don't have anything, Then we can set up. But if you wait to try to get the ball to the point guard and they double the point guard and you don't have a forward or a wing or a center that can dribble the ball up and get it across the line in 10 seconds, then what? So I need all my players to be able to handle the ball. And that's what we have at USC, and that's why I like watching them. I have a feeling Connecticut Sun will be better than the Chicago. Oh, that's a good call out. Oh, no. Oh, no. Jeff, you heard it here. Jeff said it. Jeff said, look out for Connecticut to be better than Chicago. I've been telling people the WNBA is, the WNBA is positionless. Waterfall. It's like, stop. They'd be like, well, how is Paige and Enrique going? Who's the point guard? I'm just like, sometimes me, sometimes you. I mean, that's just the way it's going to be. It's like just get the ball up. I'm gonna tell you, with Caitlin, even with Caitlin being considered the point guard, she's gonna have to play off the ball a lot. You know, she's gonna have to pass, and it's not like because she's on it too much. It's just that I think she would be better catching and shooting. Like, I think she needs to bring that game back because that's what everybody's been waiting for, and that's what she can do. I think she just needed to get some rest, get stronger, and then she's gonna get that shot off. If she starts getting them long range threes off, we dead in the water. I remember you and Nippy were waking up to me live, Mike, and do it yapping in the Discord. Yep. I don't know why you guys don't go live like the time we went live that time. Did everyone in the Big Ten jump into the portal? Oh, did everyone? That's a good question. It just seemed like a lot from UCLA and then Merkel, our two girls. Last year, Charlize Ledger Walker, she came from Washington State. She transferred to UCLA. You know, there's movement, I think, just like any other school or conference. If Golden State can run Draymond as their center point guard, they can do it in college. But you remember didn't Iguodala do the same thing? Wasn't he like a kind of like a Iguodala? Dallas CEO stated Enrique is the core, period. Oh, we know. We're not trying. Paige ain't even trying to be with her little skinny body. She ain't trying to put herself out there like that. Wisconsin. Oh, Wisconsin. Yep, Wisconsin. Sarah, she left. But no, it wasn't just Sarah Brazil that left. It was another. It was her. I think it was her and another player on Wisconsin for sure that left. It was her and another player, and I just don't know her name. Sorry. Yeah, the Swiss Army knife. Yep. So I don't know, and I need to try to pay attention a little bit because I'm visiting the Bay Area currently, and Curry. I keep turning on and hear stuff about Steph Curry. I don't know how far do you think the Warriors can go on the NBA. Yes, you're correct. I was just adding to the list you were speaking about. Okay, I'm trying to think. Who else in the Big Ten? Maryland got people. Oh, Cody left. Yeah, you guys not even talking about. No, Cody went to. I'm sorry. What was I thinking? Cody went to LSU. Cody didn't come to LSU. Cody went to Ole Miss. Why are you guys not afraid of Ole Miss? You don't like what Coach Yo is doing over there? You don't believe in Coach? You don't believe in Ole Miss and their transfers? Talk to me about the SEC. Angel Reese played center her last year. I know, and unfortunately she did, because she should have been up for that power forward award against Kiki. because they're in Mississippi. Ooh, because they're in Mississippi. You are cold blooded. You are cold blooded. Oh Lord. But the only player I remember being a superstar out of there was our Minty Price, and I loved the Minty Price. But I used to be sitting back like I can't do it. They play like they were Mississippi. They play like they were in Mississippi too. Ole Miss, Ole Miss reload. They did reload nicely. That's what I thought. I feel some kind of way about Mississippi. Oh my gosh, I don't know how they do it. Goodness gracious. Oh my gosh, I can't do it. I can't do it, y'all. I had a scholarship offer for ride to Southern. I knew nothing. I mean, at 18 years old, I was like, Louisiana. I don't know anything about Louisiana. I'm born in New York, but I was raised in California my whole life. I was like, I'm not going to the South. I didn't even real. I was like, where is it? Where is Southern University? Hey, what did they say? Hey, Jacob, check it out. Go see that is Kiyomi is signing with Penn State. Kiyomi McMiller. I'm scared for some people. I'm scared for some of these kids and just hopping up, jumping in a portal. Southern is in Baton Rouge across the town from LSU. I probably would have looked over at LSU and be like, I'm going to LSU because they had a badass track team in my day. Yeah, in the 80s, yeah, they had a track team. Louisiana. Okay. Oh, Lord. I don't know. What was that coach name? What was your coach name in the 80s? Oh, no, 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 no. A lot of California kids didn't make it there. Never mind. I was going to play basketball. Yeah, got some friends that went down to LSU, and Sue Gunther was not it. I think she was your coach. I don't know what I don't know what that was about. My California kids was running back home. Your track team though, you had a good track team. I could go either way. I could play either sport. Avery Johnson was at Southern. He was fired. Ha! Avery Johnson. I like when NBA players play for HBCUs and stuff, and that they're just like superstars. I think like Shannon Sharp went there. Malaysia needs to go to a team that isn't stacked and can focus on her development. But if she does that, they're gonna talk about her. They're gonna be like, "Why did she pick that school?" And it's like she needs some individual work and development. She should come and work with Phil Handy like JuJu. See, her handles are messed up. Like the way she got picked like that. That wasn't the first time I seen it. They're too loose. I mean, you don't think people study you? Like, who doesn't study who you're going to be guarding, or if I'm going to be playing another team? And such an important um, event as the Final Four or the championship. Why are you not studying people's weaknesses and tendencies? It's just like they didn't look at anything. Pat Henry. Are you talking about Pat Henry at LSU, not Avery Johnson? Me. The coach. Who's your coach in the 80s, 82, 83, 84, 85, stuff like that. Because whoever that was chased my friend's home. I forgot. She passed away. Rest in peace, Linda Watson. I forgot what she said, but she did not have a good experience. I might even think Jackie White went there too. I heard Malaysia is looking at LSU. Ooh, y'all hate each other. You mentioned track. Pat Henry had great teams. Got it. Okay. Yeah, that does sound familiar. Yeah, he did. There was this one black girl sprinter that she was all time bad. Like a lot of people don't really talk about her too much, but she was a great sprinter, really great. And I can't remember what happened to her, an injury or something might have happened, but she was like like Evelyn Ashford fast from LSU. I gotta remember that child's name so I can stop, so I can give her shout outs when I think about it. When I think about LSU, I know LSU and USC Trojans had a battle for the championship and came down like to a mile relay when my sister ran there at the USC. SC fans are harder than fish grease. About oh no waterfall about what? Hey Bear Beauty, what's happening? You mean about you mean about Malaysia considering possibly considering finally, no, it's my fault. My system's been down, and I don't feel good. My voice is jacked up. I'm surprised there's still people are still here listening because I'm annoyed with my voice right now. I've been trying to get on, and I had a conversation about the portal, JuJu, Coach G, haters. You know, they had questions and they wanted my thoughts, so I gave it to them. About Coach Dilly. I was initially shocked with Coach Dilly. Not gonna lie. And I really became um irritated till I realized, okay, when I look at it, it's like, okay, this is a compliment that you want something out of our backyard. But for the reason, but for me, the reason that you want him is suspect for me, and that's what I don't like. Like, do you appreciate this man for his developmental skills of players, or his relationship, or his what does he provide to USC that you want? Or are you just thinking he's the key to get our California recruits? And that irritates me a lot. I don't like when our kids leave um, out of our area. We got to do better with not letting our kids leave California. Like we I don't like it at all on leave the West Coast and not build up the programs that we have. We have fine universities, academic universities. You're a student first, and you need to think about your academics and your brand deals and the market for all these things. So it's a lot to consider because you're gonna make money with your brands. Your NIL may start off with this X amount, but look at Kiki. She started taking off. She's getting degree just like JuJu. She's getting Chipotle just like JuJu. JuJu helped the whole team get that Chipotle. She's got Skechers. Skechers is owned and operated out of Southern California, right out of the city that I lived in, Carson. And so she's tapping into a brand her brands from California. Nike, I don't know if Kiki or her shoe is. I guess it's Skechers, but I seen her hanging out like with Candace Parker or something. I know Candace, the president of Adidas. It's like all of those things are here. You want to go with top brands like that. I was wondering why you sounded a little like RFK. Yeah, my nose and everything is in my throat. How is Juju doing to your knowledge? She's okay. Coach G said that and Phil Handy have talked to her. They say that she's understanding that this is going to be a process that she has to get to the other side of, and it's going to take time and work. And she was in class the other night. They posted on Twitter. Pete Carroll. She does Zoom from Pete Carroll's class. Sometimes she comes to the class. They said that he does, and Tom Brady was there, and Tom Brady was a guest speaker, and she was able to ask him a specific question about his ACL tear and what his experiences was like. That she could tell that's on her mind because obviously he's the GOAT. And by the way, Tom Brady is from the same town as me, San Mateo, California. His Pee Wee coach, football coach, and his trainer, football quarterback trainer, was my summer league basketball coach. He was a great man. Rest in peace, Tom Martinez. And Coach, Tom is a good guy, and he gave her some, some advice. And so you can tell that she's wondering, I think, in her mind, how this is going to play out and how she's going to do. Because you never know. Everybody's body is different. Everybody's body heals differently. So it's hard to put it on a timeline, but I'm sure she just, anything she could grasp. She's like a sponge when she's learning. But when I saw her face, all expression in her eyes, is, you can tell that she's just very, I think she, it's on her mind, like how this is going to affect her. So, but I would say that she's positive about it because she's got a great foundation. I think no one has mentioned whether or not, even people that I know that are closer have not mentioned to me about that, and I probably wouldn't be able to say. But the only thing they've told me is that, so you got to wait until the swelling and stuff goes down. Um, like I told you guys, certain things and the pre rehab that you do beforehand, but usually about, some people do it 2 weeks, some people do it in a month. Then it's been almost about, I think she probably getting close to having it. But in the photo, she was sitting down, so I don't think she's had it yet because I'm following this kid on TikTok who did hers, and then she's chronologizing her journey with the surgery and the recovery, and you can see she did really good. The kid that I was, soccer player, she did really good. She showed herself like, going into surgery, coming out at the hospital, and then at home, just the amount of pills, antibiotics, and painkillers you take, and then because they want you to move right away, start trying to move that thing, and she's doing good. The kid is doing good actually, moving it and moving it and everything, getting around. Uh, but yeah, it's really shocking to me. I feel like I'm in grief for the kid. I do. I feel like I never pictured this type of thing, and is always bragging about her, how strong her body is and how tough she is. So hold on, guys. I'm gonna get ready to close up in a minute. Hold on. But okay, I'm back, guys. I just have to stop for mama. Um, I don't hate her, but I'm just keeping it real. Hate who? I would have attended UCLA, but my parents wouldn't let me live on my own at 11. That's why we left the state. Why was you gonna have to live on your own? UCLA is a beautiful campus. I don't lie. I like that school. I mean, I've been all up and down SC too because I'm my friend and my sister attended there. But it's just like, I don't know, it's just different. It's just Friday, but the people kind of different too. They think they're better, and people always kind of claim, oh, South Central is right next to, you know, USC and blah blah blah. And it's like, whatever. But you always coming down to party, huh? Jackie Davis she gonna be a great one, Brian Jenkins. You have no idea. That's a good advice. I'm sure it's on her mind. She'll get through it. Yeah, he gave her good advice. It's going to take a mindset with any surgery. Exactly. Agreed. I'm high on Jazzy. I've been high on Jazzy. I've been following her since I heard. I hope Malia zeroes in and solidifies point guard position. I think she'll be great for us on offense and defense with Ken, Jazzy, Cara, Viv. We're going to be aggressive. Thank you, Plain Jane. What up, fam? What up, Kayla? Missed my show. It was a joke. We lived in Cali and then the military moved. Oh, me too. That's how I got. My dad was in. My dad's Marine, and so we went. We were in North Carolina, San Diego. Then when I was born, back to New York. Then back. He was in Oceanside. Back to San Diego, Point Loma base, and I stayed in like the Navy housing there. That's why we moved around a lot like that. And then, that's how Tanaya had landed in the San Diego area because I think her family's military, they said too. So that's how Tanaya Latson landed like all over the place in the country. So did, who told their story? I think Shania, was it Cheyenne Sellers? I think her dad being moved around. Nah, not Cheyenne. It was the other girl from South Carolina. Her dad was a pro basketball player, so they moved around a lot. She played for the Aces. She got drafted by the Aces last year. What was that kid name? Oh my God, I can't remember. My last name is popular in South Carolina. I just saw an EYBL team named Middleton. So Middletons or something down in South Carolina. I just haven't gone down there to figure it out yet. My grandpa was born there, and I had an aunt that lived, his sister, great aunt. But yeah, I have to take a trip to South Carolina maybe when USC plays, and that would be my chance to follow my roots from South Carolina. I watched the NBA. I used to, but I haven't been watching it. We were talking about it a little bit. I was just laughing at how I'm right here in the Bay Area right now, and here I see a lot about what's going on with Luka and the Lakers, and then I see Jimmy Butler killing it with Draymond and Curry up here. So I don't even know who's playing what and who. I saw a little bit of Memphis, Ja Morant, and stuff like that in the Grizzlies. So I can't even talk about the WNBA like I used to. Is R. Marshall from this year's team normally quiet? Is Ray Marshall from this year's team normally quiet? Kinda. What she kinda is. Once she gets going, she gets to knowing everybody. She's I think it was just really on her mind. I know she's gonna miss JuJu and miss the Trojans in LA and stuff like that, but this is her dream. And this is be really good for her and her family. So I'm really rooting. Gonna keep my eye on Rhea Marshall. Her response to getting drafted to me was very settled. Not many emotions. I said maybe it's her personality. Yeah, she was she said it. Remember, she was on the phone. I think she's just a shock too. Yeah, Ja was on last night. Yeah, Ja was on last night. Yeah, and then they said that we don't have anybody to guard Anthony Edwards, but I think Anthony Edwards said something that he felt like Bronny is the only one that probably could guard him, which is ironic, right? So a lot of people don't believe that one person can do it all. Like, you just need people to play defense, um, role players, and complemental players. But when you have a superstar, that's why I'm curious to see how Tanaya Latson is going to be able to fit into Carolina offense, because you definitely need a bucket getter. You know what I'm saying? You definitely need a bucket getter. I wouldn't give her the same props going into the pros with her style of play at her height. No, but JuJu, yes, JuJu's already plays like a pro. A lot of players don't play like pros to me. They don't have the handles, they don't have the pace or stop and go, and the fundamentals, and that's what you're supposed to be developing in college. But but it's almost like they want you to come to college with it already. Oh, okay. Yeah, she's made me in shock. I saw her phone respond. Yeah, she was like, the Connecticut was on the phone. They're on the phone. She sounded excited to me. There's JuJu. Where you been? You're the injury list. What's up, Jersey? No, my system, my computer was on the injury list. Now I got a cold and I can barely talk. What's up, Jersey City 34? Who is USC looking at? She hasn't disclosed that. Coach G keeps everything like under the wraps. I did kind of hear about the car thing though, but they keep everything kind of like close to the chest. It leaks out or gets out somehow. But what trips me out is how nowadays you have to go through agents. And this game is just, I was really really rooting for the portal, like because I always wanted to come to Southern California because we didn't get a lot of exposure where I was from. For track, I did because I wasn't running a California state meet. But other than that, it was like I wanted to transfer, but you had to sit out a year, and so that was always discouraging us from moving around a lot. Well, I would like to talk about South Carolina and the Gamecocks. Coach, she been quiet over yonder cooking. We see you. Jersey City was in the portal, and then she decided to stay in this channel. Dawn has been an excellent perimeter shooter since she listed. Dawn have been needing an excellent perimeter shooter since she listed. Yeah, she. There you go. There you go. She needed something. I thought Tessa with the J was gonna be it though. Coach is keeping it close to the breast, to the chest, yo. Like, don't hate. I was telling you guys earlier, that woman is a Brown University Ivy League graduate. She is smart as hell. And they can take Dilly to think that he's the mastermind behind the recruits. He's really good with families, I heard, and things like that. But they think that he's, they took our secret weapon or what have you. But no, it's a lot more that goes into this X's and O's and system running and working, putting puzzle. It's like putting a team together. It's like putting a puzzle together. Why did you think South Carolina got eliminated from the championship? They didn't have no offense. They didn't have enough offense. I've been saying it all year. They don't have enough offense. We need a go-to player or go-to players that you can automatically get a bucket from. You know the stars of the team. You looked at us, you say Kiki, JuJu, but then you started seeing Avery, and then you started seeing Ken Dog, and then you started seeing K9. Then you started seeing Ray. You started, when you talked about South Carolina, you had Chloe as your scorer, but Chloe was getting shut down. You had Pow Pow. You had what's her name? Tessa. But somebody that can go get you one was supposed to be Lay. And that's what you needed. Like sometimes it's not going to be just easy when you're just a wide open for a bucket. You got to have somebody that can create their own shot. Okay? Create and play make. If they don't have it, they can help be the gravity to where, like JuJu's the gravity, Caitlin Clark's gravity, where you come and you try to double them and triple them, which leaves somebody open. And then you got to get the ball to them. Excuse me. Winning star power, then recruiting in that order pulls players in. It does. Like I told you, with South Carolina, Asia probably wouldn't have gone there if it wasn't for Tiffany Mitchell. Tiffany Mitchell drew her in. You got to have star power. You got to have players like, oh, I want to play with that player. I need to play with that player. Nah, it's nail money. Cause I mean, okay, you take that money and listen, buddy, you take that 250,000. But if you get there and you don't produce the next year, you might just get 50 and sit the bench. You're not gonna get another $250,000. Okay, so taking the nail money, your money can get pulled from you. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to get that every year if you pick the wrong program and you don't fit there, you're going to sit the bench. So your little 250 could have been like JuJu 765,000. You know what? You know what? You know what little Canine is asking? 500,000. You know what JuJu started as a freshman year with? 555,000. Now she got another 200. So you know you can't just take the biggest thing in front of you, and if you don't produce, you're not going to continue to get that money. You got to pick the right fit for you. And if you came in at 100,000, if that's the right fit and you're producing and you're jamming, they may give you 250. Then you keep doing more, you get 300. You know what I'm saying? Pick the right school for you. Honestly, it looked like SC prepared to play at D2 school instead of UConn. Brazil, I couldn't say it better. I couldn't have said it better. It looked like there was no preparation. Like UConn was doing the same crap. They always the same shit. Like, what did you not prepare for? I know Paige was number one in the draft, but to me, Kiki was the big standout. She could have been even bigger. I wish she would have like not been so soft. All positive things for sure. She went higher than most had her the draft board and looked stunning. Seems to have the best spit. Yeah, she would Sinead helped her with that Nigerian designer. It was amazing. She looked like a princess. The reason why South Carolina lost because they had no big post up. South Carolina has never won a championship without a post. Jersey City's saying it. So they had no way to spread the floor. Jersey said it. Bow. I think Malaysia will go to Ole Miss. I don't know because that's her mentor. I don't know if she's gonna do. I don't think she would do that playing Jane. That'd be kind of messy for her, especially playing Jane on Twitter. Um, Coach Joe flat out came out and said, "Stop putting these rumors out there like that." You know what I mean? You notice Don hasn't said anything about. I mean, I guess they don't. I guess when people leave, I'm not gonna put that on her. Nobody says anything about a player leaving. Um, I don't think that's required, so I'm not gonna put that on her. But I don't think she's very happy. And for me, I think it doesn't. It's not a good reflection to other recruits because everybody knows Malaysia Fulwadi. When they think of South Carolina, they think about her and they think about themselves. They see themselves in her. So it kind of hurts, your recruiting. So you better go get Dilly. There was just no spacing on the floor for South Carolina guards to do anything because you didn't have a double team. Right? I wouldn't double team none of them. I think Malaysia will go to Ole Miss. Cody, you said that. I said that. I've been saying all year SC needed a go-to player. Don gave Malaysia the green light in the championship game. That game exposed her limited basketball skills. Period. You didn't do it soon enough. Why did Morrow fall to 7? That's a great question. Damn, that's a great question. I had that answer. I can't remember what I had. See, that's why I wanted to come up right away when I saw it. I don't think 7 was a bad, but I think it just had something to do with the way that the the teams. Remember, they were doing all the swapping and all that. 7's not bad. Thank God she didn't drop to 12 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't like the way Sonya Citron went above Kiki, but hey, whatever. It's just one spot. But I felt like that image should have been Kiki then Sonya Citron. I don't agree with that. I don't know what you guys see in Sonya Citron, but go off like that. But Um, 7 was above her. Dang, I forgot. 7. I was just thank God she did that. It was like it was close, but I was trying to think like somebody went ahead of her, and but he really wanted her. He and I love when a coach he really wanted Anissa Morrow because her style of play is what he's looking for. And that's why I didn't mind that she stopped at 7. I didn't mind that at all because when a coach really wants you, he has something planned and in mind for you. And so I thought that was really good. If Yo I think Yo wants Slay. You do or don't want Lay. I think it was about her height too, to it. But they always underestimate people and then they exceed expectations. I'm glad Morrow fell to 7 when I looked at Golden State draft room. Golden State was not looking for Morrow. The players they selected were completely different. Exactly. I think that was what it was too. That's what it was. Because when I thought about Natalie Nakasi, she wants fast pace, sprinting, running up and down tempo. Not to say that she can't, but I think I don't know. I don't think that she believes in Morrow in that way. But I did think she was going to go to Golden State. She was picked after the European who I had never heard of. Yeah, but if you see that European, a European is a badass. Moral personality is more settled. She's really an introvert. I wanted to learn more from Tina. Right, right, absolutely. I agree. Hey, everybody, what were we just talking about today? A whole lot, Jazz. Where you been, Jazzy Jazz? What do you think about Malaysia wants to leave SC? Everybody keeps saying something else, but they never say it's because of Don. Because I think it's another pop agent keep protecting Don. I think it is because of Don. I think that they don't get along. I don't think they understand each other or see each other. I don't think it's the program of the kids, or I think it's the relationship between coach and player. Sometimes it just doesn't, and that's just my thoughts, my opinions. I can say what I want, but that's what I feel. I don't think it's a good fit. Those two are a good fit. Not that either one is bad, but it's just that. That's what I think. I think I can see it right there, in Lay's eyes. Like she rushes and she pushes because she's trying to do something because she only knows she has a short amount of time to do whatever she can do or whatever she's gonna do. So she never can really relax, and so she makes all these mistakes where that's normal for people to do the things that she does, but some things I feel like she pushes it and she's moving too fast because she's trying to do too much in such a short amount of time. The foreign players did throw things off over here. Many will not be available at the start of the season. Yeah, they won't. I wonder how many players like. I wonder if like Camilla is back yet. Stuff like that. Like that's what happens sometimes. Like they wouldn't be back in the pre. They weren't back in like the preseason games. You didn't like the draft? I like the draft, Kayla. I really do. I get where she's doing. International players play that free flow offense. That's what I like. And they're going to be running and gunning. So I like that. So just wait and see. You'll see what she's doing. Because every time South Carolina has a downfall, they never want to throw Don Staley under the bus, and they should be throwing under the bus because it's a fault that Malaysia wants to leave. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. But it's almost like you can't say anything wrong about her. Like she's perfect, and she's not perfect. No one's perfect. That's the only thing that bothers me. It's like every coach has to be every coach is criticized, but then they say, yeah, she's always criticized. I mean, like, okay, I hear stuff, but what are you actually saying? What are you actually criticizing her for? What do you actually are you? It's the team. It's like, are you criticizing her coaching style, or her as a person, or her as a coach? Like, what is it that you're criticizing when you criticize her, Don Staley? You know what I'm saying? Like, Is it something to criticize if a player doesn't match well with a coach, or a coach doesn't match well with a player? Is it whose fault is it? Is there any fault at all other than the fact that that's just not a good that's not a good match? Golden State roster tells you everything you need to know. I think Golden State is first establishing an identity. It's not a certain type of players. And another thing about Golden State in the Bay Area, the makeup of our team is of internationals. It's very diverse up here in the Bay Area. We're very internationally based. Okay, so it kind of fits our culture. They fit our culture. Let's go to a game, Jew. I might head up there. I'll see. Depends how mom's doing. Well, Juju, can you tell that to Seth because she think God has nothing to do with anything. She's just a perfect coach. No, she's not perfect. No, I don't think she's perfect. You can tell that she got a hot head too. Like she seemed kind of stubborn. She a Taurus, right? They're both Taurus, huh? She seemed kind of stubborn. She'll stick to something even when sometimes you might need to back off and say, okay, let me look at this differently. She seemed kind of stubborn in her ways. Like I was like, girl, stop. Like yes, you might want to play this style of basketball, but you don't have that big, you don't have that certain style anymore. You're gonna have to switch it up according to what your team makeup is. You may not have the same makeup that you've had for years and years, so you're gonna have to change your style. And a really good coach, can flow in and out with that. You know what I'm saying? Like I would want my team to be a transition first offense and press and things like that. But if I had a bunch of slow-footed players, I can't play that way. So now I'll have to change that up until I get that type of personnel to run the style that I want. And I'm gonna have to, as a coach, what makes you good is you just kind of like can go with what your personnel is about. You can't make people something that they're not. Malunga probably should have been the number one pick. I would have said, you know what? Only because I seen her play recently, but before that, I was like, she need more development to it. I'm slowing that down, but I feel you though. If she, if she could play the way that everybody thinks she can play, maybe she should have. But we'll see. We'll get to see the rookie of the. We'll get to see the rookie race. Okay, we'll see who the rookie of the year is. The thing about the SC issue, some players don't fit certain coaches. Exactly. Some players don't fit certain coaches. Milky always gets thrown under the bus when it's her. So go figure. Right. He got pulled over 90 seconds in the championship. Who? He got pulled over 90 seconds. She got pulled over 90 seconds in the championship. There's no need to throw down under the bus. I love the Bay Area. Right. You're funny. I think that Tina I think Henny got drafted to a bad situation. The dream is not the right. No, they say that is the right jersey. They said that is the right fit for her. After all, she better be lucky she wasn't in the second freaking round. They said that's the right fit for her. I was like, interesting. Okay, okay. So I'm waiting to see that jersey. Let's hold off on that. Honestly, I feel like Lay just didn't have the tough enough skin. I don't think it was about playing time. Otherwise, she would have left after the first season. I think it's something else. Oh, Jazz, check this out. So Sakima was on live, right? She said, and it might be floating around. Go to YouTube and see if they got a clip of it. She said, "Clutch my." She said, "No, I'm not gonna tell you the reason why Lay left." And then they were asking her live and TikTok live. She said, "Yeah, I know the reason why." And she said, "And clutch my pearls." She said, "I'm not telling any. I'm not gonna tell you." She said, "But if you knew, you would clutch your pearls like that." So I don't know what that means. I don't. Once Kim lost AR, she rolled these last few years with what she had. She was accused of playing dumb. Kim knew exactly what she had. She allowed them to clearly work their way off the team. She did. What's up, Seth? Juju can't tell me shit about Don. You want me to know something? Get at me, Jersey. There you go. There goes Seth right there. Look, players going to need fully evaluate the school system before selecting the school. That's what I said. Waterfall. Because somebody said earlier about Neil money, right? And you go, all money ain't good money. You can't just chase the dollar. I don't think, I don't know if kids, I don't know if kids necessarily are doing that. I, I think they are if they, and along with they feel like the school's a good fit for them. You know what I'm saying? Like a Lucci Okonaway leaving Duke to go play with Brenda Freeze and then making a long statement about she about how she felt that Brenda Freeze is the one for her to develop her into, you know, prepare her for the next X, Y, and Z. So I think that um, she really, whatever conversation she had with Brenda Freeze and whatever she felt that maybe Brenda was saying to her kind of fit what she's looking for. Now, coaches, I've heard from players say that um, the coaches are different from when they recruit you to when you get there. Like they change up on you. So whatever that means, take it how you want. I was talking about for Wally. She went in there and turned the ball over and was on the bench in 90 seconds. Oh, yeah, she did. She did get picked. That was kind of wild. It changed the momentum of the game. I love Sakima and her lives. Yeah, I mean, Sakima, when I saw that this morning, I was like, girl, wow, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So with everything, we got to let it play out. You know, maybe one day we'll find out. You know, about a lot of reasons why these kids have left, or a lot of reason why players got in the portal. Some may not be for the reason that you think, and some may be exactly what you think. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. We don't know how that's really going to play out, or what we're really going to learn about it. You know what I'm saying? And then it's going to be, you know, a one-sided story. But you'll hear, you know, unless there's facts to it. And is Don Staley still fault because she's SC did not repeat because she failed not to find a post up big because you know, and I know SC has won 3 championships, but they post up big. I mean, but how can that be her fault if nobody wants to come there? That's a big jersey. How can that be her fault? Hold on. I do think Lay will regret leaving. I'm sorry, but some coaches don't improve growth with their players. Mm. Like I said, Jersey. Seth said you. What did you say, Seth? In case you missed it, Juju can't tell. No, she didn't say nothing about me saying nothing. Jersey. Seth said I can't tell you nothing about Don. You want me to know something? Get at me sending messages. GTOFH. Jersey, South Carolina won 3 championships. So those 3 rings that South Carolina has belong to Wilson, Boston, and Cardoso. Have South Carolina won a championship without these players? No, not yet. Jersey, can you see what Seth is saying? Do you guys have you been on Seth Talk Sports? Have you been on Seth Talk Sports before? Do you want to talk to Seth? I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not gonna cut your opinion off. And I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that maybe maybe having a post player made a difference. You know what I'm saying? I can understand. They sneaking these Euro players in like Chelsea. in Civica. Civica's gonna be. I seen that. They're riding Malunga's coattail. And Jersey said, and another thing about South Carolina, they get blown out by three teams, two by the same team, two times by the same team. UConn, that's concerning. Leads into the coach Don Steady why she's not been thrown to thrown, to, thrown under the bus. That leads that you're saying that's the reason why she's being thrown under the bus. Is that what you're saying? Bucci is snoring loud, y'all. If you hear that snoring. And another thing says, said, get at her. How can we get at her? Because every time we make a statement, she always want to kick somebody out the chat because we're telling her what she don't want to hear. I guess that's what you're saying. Okay, got you. Okay, I got you. Because you got kicked out of the chat. So when you're trying to say something, you are trying to get at her, but you keep getting kicked out. Got you. If you heard that, says that's the reason. If you get blocked, it's because you was disrespectful. Don't care about opinions. Now, Seth doesn't care about opinions. Just don't be disrespectful, Jersey. If you want to get at her, don't be disrespectful. Don't go off. Even if somebody's being disrespectful, then you can share your opinion. Link been dropped several times. Just pull up. We can drop the link, Jersey. Well, hello, Sess and Rob the Media. I'm glad you guys are joining. I hope I can get a like. We can drop the link, Jersey. It depends. In Jersey, do you want to come up here? If Jersey doesn't want to come up here, then not. Do you want to come up and talk and give your opinion? If Jersey wants to, then I will. Will you and your godson be going to any Golden State games? Only if he's up here visiting me. He's in Southern Cal. He's in Southern Cal. But if we were to go, we're gonna go like to the USC games and Sparks. So says you get at me because I got receipts on why Malaysia is leaving, and I got receipts on why South Carolina got blown out 3 times this year, and I got receipts when they lost to Natty. Says, yeah, for sure, Bear Beauty. But if he comes to visit me this summer and stays with me, think I might take him with me. He's been playing some football right now. What's going on? So, says you got receipts, Jersey. What you got receipt? What you got receipts about? Dawn was too slow on changing her game style. I could tell by Dawn's facial and body language that she needed to make a change. We're gonna be live at 12. Come and get the smoke. Okay, set at 12. 12. What time, says? Did you mean to say 12? Judgy, can you go to another chat with that? We came and chat about everything. This is not drama talk. Well, you heard my chat, people, y'all. Seth, Jersey, they'll unblock you. They'll unblock you. Seth will unblock you. Says put up what time you're gonna go. And Jersey, you should go and have a conversation with them. How can I talk? She's gonna do is block me and she don't want to hear what I have to say. Oh. Receipts, pull up. Wednesday at 12. Okay, Wednesday at 12. Wednesday at 12. No, because everybody's here seeing that she just said, just don't be disrespectful to this. Waterfall said, what's up, says Talk Sports? Just don't be disrespectful. Just have that conversation. I do it all the time with Seth. We don't always agree. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Just as long as you just try to, be respectful. I know it'd be hard. Sometimes we want to crash out. She do too, I'm sure. But, Hot Takes Wednesday, come get the smoke. But I always say stick to the facts. There's nothing you can do. If you can stick to the facts of something, you'll go a long way. No one can argue with facts. If you have receipts and you got facts, just put it out there and then let it be known. All right, thanks, Seth. Wednesday, 12 o'clock. Hot Takes Wednesday, come get the smoke. So anyway, back to regular scheduled programming. Yeah, so that's my take, y'all. That's what I feel. It's like right now, as fans, we are trying to stay positive, trying to stay positive about JuJu and how we feel with that situation. But she wants the show to go on. The show's got to go on. We got to continue with what we have. We're excited about what we have. We're excited about Jazzy coming. I'm sure. I love our pickup of Cara. I think that was a great pickup. I think we also have players that are still there that we haven't got a chance to really see what they can do. And we'll have to go with it. And if it's a down year, I don't think it's going to be like a trashy down year at all. I don't think we're going to be at the bottom of the Big Ten or anything like that. I doubt it. Because like I said, I've seen Coach G work, with less and go far. You know what I mean? So if she does what I think she's going to do, which is, to pick up some players that fit in with our program and can fit in with our style of play and the scheme of things, we'll be fine. 12 o'clock. Look in the chat. Hey, exactly, says. You never denied that. Oh, I see where she's. Okay. Jersey. You've been over there on Seth Talk Sports causing problems. You crazy. If you go on her chat, if she don't like what you're saying, she gonna kick you out for no reason. Says person. You know that for a fact because you've been in her chat. She kicked people out. Those players that remain at USC are loyal to the coach, JuJu, and the school, and I appreciate that about them. I mean, they're going to go a long. They're going to go a long way. They're going to go a long way, remaining with the program and sticking with the main thing. If you chose the school because you're riding JuJu Watkins' coattail, then go. You need to go. If you didn't believe in yourself and bet on yourself enough to continue with the battle and with the fight, we don't want you. Go on and do whatever you think is best for you. I can't argue with that. I mean, you chose a school. There's a lot of things and a reason why you choose a school: location, education, right? And I don't want to make any speculations about why you left, unless you're going to speak on why you left. And she don't, they don't owe us any explanations. If they talk to Coach G and their teammates, because they seem to all still be communicating online. I love you. This and this. My sis, my dog, whatever. If you walk away like that, respectfully, then it is what it is. No, like I said that too, Bear Beauty. I said that to Dirty. It's like you can't, like she says accepts others' opinions. It's your opinion, and if it's not true or something, she gonna let you know. Like if she knows the fact or the truth, but you just can't be disrespectful. I don't know what disrespect exactly she meant, other than I've seen real disrespect and I know what that looked like. Don't be disrespectful. Don't call nobody out of their name. Um, Things like that, But just be respectful in your opinion. JuJu, who has the better game? Sarah Strong, JuJu Watkins. I'm taking Sarah Strong over Watkins all day. You're gonna take Sarah Strong over Watkins. Tell me why. Exactly. Speak on it, Bear Beauty. Let them know. Y'all get back to it. No, I cut you, Seth. I spoke. I said that same thing she said. Now don't disrespect me, because I'm not giving you props for saying that. I'm just letting y'all have a conversation with free speech here. Um, Run them likes up for me. Thank you, Seth. Um, Sarah Strong, that's crazy. I mean, you're making a bold prediction to say that Sarah Strong. I love Sarah Strong. You got to remember, I'm from LA. I watched her mama play, Sarah Allison Feaster. So she cool. She cool. Allison's cool with me. She wasn't the best player on the team, but God damn it, we needed that shot. Sarah does a lot of things well too. She got Player of the Year just like JuJu did too, but she didn't score as much as Michaela Blakes did. Okay, um, she played with two future pros. Maybe they might have three on that team. I don't know, but you got about two future pros for sure. Um, Sarah can go. Sarah, as she's dropping her weight and getting faster and stronger, she's not only can play a 5-4-3. She might be able to drop enough weight to go at a two. Very high IQ, very smart. Until she go 38, 11, 8, and 5, she's not better than JuJu Watkins. JuJu plays like a pro. She has a pro style game. They're both very young. They both are. Uh, no, she won't be over JuJu. She won't, because when they choose uh, the number one draft pick, they're looking at marketing. They're looking at who could be a franchise player. Sarah will get her voice. She's very shy. JuJu was the same way. But they're not going to build around Sarah Strong. You know what I'm saying? When she comes out. And JuJu will come out in her class. So we're going to have, I guess this is going to be the new argument. I guess this is good. First it was Hannah will be number one over JuJu. And now it's Sarah Strong. Now, you better hope Sarah Strong don't get injured. If anything, maybe JuJu's injury could slow her up, and no more than it slowed up Paige, who suffered two knee injuries and still became the number one in the draft after 5 years. JuJu will be the same way. She'll be coming out in Sarah's draft class. And that's not written in JuJu's stars not to be the number one draft pick. I mean, unless her knee is just so toe up, I don't see it. I don't see Sarah. I see Sarah being number two. And I'll stick to that. And I'll be here. Why would they not build around? They are going to build around her. They're going to build around her as number two in that class. There's nothing wrong with number two. Dominique Malanga is number two. And look at her. She's a dominant post center. Duncan. Probably gonna dunk on somebody this year. Why didn't she go over Paige? You can build on not see, this is what you this is what pisses me off. Okay? This is where people piss me off. When I disagree and I give you reasons why and I say it and I say it with confidence and conviction, it doesn't mean, and I said it what I said. I said they're not going to build, when I said a number one pick, they're not going to build using her in the number one pick. Not that they're not going to not use her to build around, because I think Sarah's going to get better and better and better. I hope to goodness she gets better and better and better. Okay? I just hope. I just really just hope that she does. I just really do. I just hope nothing tragic happens to her or any of that. Same thing with JuJu. I'm gonna have to sit here and probably watch her come back, and not until the second year will I think that she's really like back to normal. You know what I'm saying? With this knee, I have to really just see her. But if we were talking all things, no knee injury at all, she's not. She's not better. Sarah's not better than JuJu. Stop. Not right now. Why? They're both three. She's a 3-level scorer, rebounder, playmaker. South Carolina failed this year because of the coach Don Staley. That's my point. Can't you see? And I will go to the other chat later. I'm just enjoying this chat. Okay, now she said Wednesday at 12. I think it's called Hot Takes. I met over there one time. I wasn't causing no problem. They just don't like what I'm saying about South Carolina. Well, then you leave. That's what I would do. Just leave. If you feel that you're not being disrespectful and you giving your point and no one wants to hear, there's nothing you can do. You send Malaysia to USC to play with you. That might not be a bad idea. I've heard some conversations about that. I kind of think our offense does fit Malaysia. They both wear number 12, though. She's going to have to give up that number. Who's on the same level? Jeff? Who's on the same level? Yeah. You talking about Sarah? Sarah was the number one recruit, freshman. Yeah. And I don't know if she was MVP of McDonald's or I don't think JuJu played. I think she was injured for the Nike Summit. And I don't even know if she played in the Jordan. Yeah. Yeah, she got some of the similar awards that JuJu have. Yeah. I like Sarah Strong, so I can't. I'm not.
Sorry, I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. It looks like an issue
Hold
with
on.
the router and Echo device, so try.
I think Jeff, you're right, but they're two different positions. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to think about that. I'm going to think about Sarah being on the same level as JuJu. I'm going to, thinking when I'm thinking of like, I think of like their whole career, like high school on up. But if we just talk about college, um, I think that she. If I think about college, Sarah's not obviously in the top four of the country in scoring, but I'm not even going to take that away from her because um, as far as like their talents and stuff like that, it's like I think in their respective positions, they're pretty solid. They're pretty even. I mean, even JuJu says she's phenomenal. I think she is. I think Sarah is phenomenal. I mean, she's really good. But I think Ju being older, being in the college a little, just a year above her longer, I think now when she comes back, there's going to be a really tight race if Sarah continues at the pace that I think she's going to for that number one spot. But I'm still going to give it to Ju. If you heard what I stated in her chat, it was not disrespectful. It was about South Carolina's downfalls, and I was kicked out. Okay, I got you. I got you, Jersey. You still here, so I obviously get. Yeah, I get you. I got you. Don't worry about it. Sarah Strong might be more impactful because of how she used her size on both ends and shooting that three ball, but more skilled or versatile. I don't know about that. Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm saying. It's like two different things, but the girl got it going on, like for real. But I think Ju changes the complexion of a game. I think she impacts a game 90% of the time more than Sarah does. Sure, because Sarah Strong can play 5 positions. She played good team basketball. You can put Sarah Strong anywhere. Strong can play too. Yeah, Strong is a good player, but she hasn't had to put a team on her back. Man, you need to come up here, Bear. You need to come up here, Bear Beauty. You need to do this show. You hit it on the nail. I didn't want to go there. I said it nicely that she had Paige and AZ, Shade and KK and Alfie. I didn't want to go there. But that's the thing that JuJu has done, because I like to really include that she had Padilla, that she had Forbes, that she, had Rhea. I don't like to say, but JuJu really pretty much did put the team on her back both years. So AZ will be there, and we'll see how she starts out next year. But Sarah needs to lead in categories, most categories. You know what I'm saying? Put that team on her back. Put the team on her back, and then I'll be able to tell you what I think. That I couldn't have said that better. That girl can play all different positions. You too, just a scorer. Sarah makes everybody around her better than JuJu. I think JuJu does the same. I think I just heard somebody in the media say that. Sarah don't have to school all the time because she know how to play with her team. That's something JuJu can't do. That's wrong. That's wrong, Jersey. Sorry. Have to score for Auntie to win. Nah, Sarah. Nah, Jersey. Nah. You guys got to stop. JuJu leads her team in assists on her team. She knows how to play team ball, and she does play team ball. Okay, if she has to help Kata and bring the ball up, that's the only time that you see her like touch the ball and have to bring the ball up. That she's all on the ball dominant. Okay, she's a shooting guard. The shooting guard, that is their job. That's why don't criticize Hannah, don't criticize JuJu, don't criticize Madison, don't criticize people who play the 2 position. That's our job. I'm a 2, so I know. And I can also get out there and get assists. She didn't have to. That game, she did have to drop Jersey. She had to drop 38. But it wasn't that she had to. It was because she was hot. If she's hot, you get her the ball. And that's all that was about. Okay? You can't force people to be better, Jersey. And she didn't make anybody better around her on UConn. Paige did that. Paige sacrificed her game to be the point guard to facilitate on that team, to be the shooting guard and off-ball facilitator when Kashin is the point. So don't say that. That Ju is not. See, this is why you got kicked off, because it's your opinion. But don't say that Ju doesn't make people around her better. That's not true. That's absolutely not true. Ju could have scored 30, 35 points a game if she wanted to, if she was a ball hog, but she's not. That's not to knock Sarah, because I was impressed, but how can she be better than JuJu in 1 year? Thank you. Please correct this Jersey person. Champion, yes, but let's see her in a year or two and get better. And then you can get a better idea. You can't just throw somebody in their freshman year and necessarily and on a top team that started out number 2 in the country. We were number 3 in the country. That's not to knock Sarah, because I was impressed with her. But to start, why are you even comparing her to JuJu? Why did you even compare her to JuJu when they don't play the same position? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why are you comparing Sarah? Why you the fact that you have to compare to JuJu lets you know that JuJu already let JuJu sit in let JuJu's time, Jersey. I'm not gonna keep reading your stuff because let JuJu like marinate in the fact that she's National Player of the Year, and the fact that she's uh, Ann Myers Don Staley Award. Let's let her enjoy that for some time before you start throwing another person and saying who's better than her, because clearly she's the standard. Okay, clearly she's the standard, and don't criticize what we do and how we play when you don't really even know anything about our style of play over at the Trojans. Okay, JuJu goes and gets after her points. Okay, she creates those things. We don't have plays that are run to her except for an inbound play. We don't. Okay, so and another thing is, until Sarah is doubled and triple teamed, don't talk to me, because when Sarah starts getting doubled and triple teamed, when she's doubled and tripled, I want you to come back to my show because I'm going to be watching, and I want to see how Sarah still scores. When she scores, when Sarah can score with doubles and triples in her position that she's at, because remember she can be a 3 or 4 or 5. If it's too much for her to get doubled and tripled in the post, she can pop out to a 3. If she can't handle that, then she can go to a 2. If she can't handle a double at the 2, then don't talk to me. Does JuJu? No, JuJu doesn't have a national championship, but would she have had? Yes, and we would have ran right through you guys. She obviously got injured, so if you want to do that championship thing again, and that makes Sarah better, I don't think anybody in the country is thought of Sarah of being National Player of the Year. So we can just stop right there. Okay? Let's just stop right there. If she was the best player in the country, Jersey, she would have won one of those awards. She would have won the AP Athletics, Wooden Naismith. She would have won all of that, despite Fudd and Paige, who didn't get any of those awards. Nancy Lieberman, something. Lisa Leslie, something. She did not get National Player of the Year, did not get Defensive Player of the Year, was not even a finalist in Defensive Player of the Year, Jersey. So pump your brakes a little bit. Pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. Because if she gonna be the main target and she can play through with 2 or 3 or score on 4, come talk to me, okay? Come talk to me then. But slow down a little bit. You pump it. You don't push Sarah someplace where she respectfully doesn't need to be right now. Okay? Sarah won because she contributed and had a full team. She played great, but do we know how she plays under pressure? To be honest, I can tell because SC really didn't play like they needed to. It's one thing to be a fan of a player, but it's another thing to dislike or hate a player. I believe you are a Clarkie, in my opinion. Well, that did sound like a Clarkie. I think Waterfall, that it's got to be a Clarkie because Caitlin has even said it, and we got receipts from Caitlin's mouth. I do not get game plan the same way that JuJu Watkins does. She complimented that kid. Okay, she does not get guarded like that. She might get the face guarding, boxing one, but she was not getting doubled and was not getting tripled like JuJu. Until Sarah or anybody in this country gets guarded the way JuJu, you will not be playing National Player of the Year over JuJu. Let JuJu play 1-on-1. Give me somebody that she can just be like single covers like everybody else. And when Corey did that, she was 38-11, 8-5 against the number 1 undefeated UCLA at the time. And that's the way it would be when you tried to guard her 1-on-1. That's the way it was going to be. Okay? So until somebody is guarded that way, don't do that. Don't start pumping up none of them. Because if you get my point. Until you're guarded that way, don't come talking to me about somebody being better player than her. Because if she wasn't such a threat, why are you guarding her like that? Nobody's guarding no Sarah Strong like that. When AZ leaves, she better hope he gets somebody on that team so that she's not having to face something like that. And if she, by the time, and when she finally does get a double, she's gonna be 20 years old. That baby JuJu was 18. She just turned 18. Just turned 19. When she's facing all kind of game plans like this. Let's check the receipts. Then why isn't Sarah's National Player of the Year? I don't care about a championship. That's a team thing. You said Sarah was better, not the team. You said Sarah was better, not the team. There's a difference. The receipts, where's Sarah's receipt? She's not National Player of the Year. She's not a finalist in Defensive Player of the Year. That's why I'm a huge fan of Morrow. At one point in the season, she was getting double, sometimes triple other size, and was getting rebounding and scoring. And that's why I like her. Her and Angel down there battling out like that. You see Angel in the WNBA. You see one person following Caitlin. You don't see Angel was the whole. I got clips and receipts of New York. It finally John Quill had to come over and help. And she did the same thing against Asia and them. Angel did. That's a future MVP. Keep messing around and keep playing with Angel. Keep playing with her. I believe she's ready for the W from a physical standpoint. She done had a busy busted lips, black eyes, and nose. Exactly. She done had JuJu too. 3 bloody noses this year. Sarah ain't faced that yet. That baby look like she's still in diapers. You better chill out. All right, y'all. My time is up here. I've enjoyed it. I guess I got to come back and talk to y'all a little bit more. But those of you on Twitter that's watching, why don't you go on and hit that? You see the YouTube. Come on over and talk. Don't be afraid. You just click the same button that you're on, and it'll take you to YouTube. Subscribe to my channel so we can talk some more. Okay. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it. I love the fact that I missed you guys. It's just I've been having some technical difficulties, and I really got a cold. I got to go take some more Theraflu. I can barely talk right now, but I would appreciate you all for coming through. I love talking to you guys. It's always pleasant. Ain't no arguing, but Jersey be saying stuff, but I like receipts, and that's the stuff. And don't say you got I see why Seth's upset with you. You say you got receipt. Don't come with the facts. It's just okay to come with the fact because I just gave you, and the chat just gave you why. We can't see the future. I pray to God in heaven, JuJu gets everything she's supposed to get, along with everybody else that's coming along in her class and other classes. And I'm a fan. I like Sarah, so I'm not going to hate on her, but she has not faced what that child has faced. Or even with Anissa Morrow. Like, you need to compare her to somebody like Anissa Morrow or something like that. What you messing with JuJu for? They have 2 different positions. So I can't wait for the WNBA. We're going to follow some teams, y'all. We're going to watch our favorite college kids. And we're going to track their story. And we're going to come in here. We're just going to have a good time. We're going to keep an eye on the portal, too. When we have some portal news, I'll try to pop up. And, I'm sorry that I don't have a set schedule of different things because my life is not allowing me to do that well right now. But you'll get an idea of when I will pop on. So, but you can follow me on Twitter because we have lots of conversations on there, threads as well. Same name. Subscribe and follow. It's free. Yeah, she is the same. She is the main reason that they carry. What are 18 points? What does she average? 18 points? 17? 13? What's she average? Does she average double? Does she is she a double leader in the country like Anissa Morrow? No, I don't think so. Okay, because you can't really tell, right? You can't really tell what like she didn't set no records, did she, as a freshman? Oh no. Oh, she scored 120 points as a freshman. Oh no, she didn't. Okay. Well, did she get the rebound? Is there a rebounding record out there? Nope. Okay. All right. Well, keep going, sir. You're doing good. All right, Jersey. Talk to you later. Peace, y'all.